Good morning, everybody. My name is Leslie Alpatu, and I am the IESA Chess Administrator and the Assistant Executive Director here. And I just want to take a couple of minutes today to touch base with all of you as coaches and administrators for schools that are signed up for IESA Chess, and just go over some reminders as you get ready to head over to the Peoria Civic Center next week. Couple of things. First, I'm going to start with when you arrive. And I'm going to be looking over here, look at my notes a couple of times. An email was sent to all schools yesterday, Thursday, about bus parking and where buses can park. That applies to school vans as well. So please make sure you take a look at that email so that you know where those locations are. The Peoria Civic Center is also going to be hosting their annual home show this weekend. So there will be some foot traffic on Friday, and then definitely on Saturday there will be foot traffic within the facility. So we just want to make sure that you have the best parking options available for your buses and vans. Parking for vehicles is $7, and if you leave the facility and have to leave the parking lot, let's say you're going out to lunch or whatnot, if you have some time in between that you're taking kids out, you will have to pay the $7 again to get back in. So I just want you to have a heads up about that if you were not aware already. The quickest and easiest way to get to the competition hall is to make sure that you are entering the doors by the Toyota box office, and if you enter that way, you can go up the escalators, and there's two sets of escalators, and you'll take it to the competition hall. Just outside of the competition hall is our check-in and registration table, so you'll want to make sure that you stop in there first. So when you get to the registration table, that registration time is from 8:15 until 9 o'clock on Friday. You do not need to check in on Saturday morning. When you check in, you have to decide if you want to use any of your alternates. That decision must be made by 9 o'clock on Friday. If you choose not to use the alternates by that point, you cannot bring the alternates in throughout the rest of the competition. Inside of your coach's packet, you'll have your Skittles assignment, you'll have your coach's tags. If you have more than one coach, please make sure those individuals are also listed on your entry form, because I'm going to go off of the entry form to make sure that I give you the right amount of coach tags. You'll also have a schedule in there. You'll have a map of the Civic Center. You'll also have a blue packet or blue sheet of paper with your team's rosters. There will be a blue sheet for each division that your school has signed up. So you'll want to take a look at that before you leave the registration table. Make sure the names are spelled correctly, the students are listed in the correct grade and the correct division. And if you need to make any changes, please make sure you take care of that at the registration table. Also, if you know of a student that is not going to be able to compete in all rounds, for example, I've had a couple of coaches reach out and say that a student has another music commitment or a volleyball commitment. If you want to request a bye, you will have to do that at the registration table as well. So please make sure that you do that so that we don't pair kids and then end up having students that are not able to compete, and we have other students that can't play because they were paired against one of those students. Finally, pairings will be posted online, and then they will also be posted upstairs outside of the exhibit hall. Pairings will not be posted outside of the Skittles rooms this year, so please make sure you sign up for the IESA text alerts if you are interested in knowing when those are first posted, and so you can start making your way over to the competition hall. Our goal is to keep the competition running as close to on time as possible, so eliminating going all the way out to Skittles to get that posted and then notifying the schools is one way we are trying to make sure that everything runs on time. When your students are playing, they will be playing according to the IESA chess rules. Please make sure you take a look at those online. They were also included in the initial mailing that was sent to your school. So if you have not had an opportunity to review those, please make sure that you do that prior to coming next week. Notation is required for your students while they are playing. We will provide notation sheets for you, so you don't need to worry about bringing copies. We will have plenty of those available. It would be very helpful if you can make sure that all of your students has a pencil or a pen to take notation, and if you can have extras, that would be great too, but we will have some extra pencils available as well as pencil sharpeners if needed. Students are supposed to be playing in all 7 rounds, but again, if you need to request a bye, please let us know in advance. And my recommendation is also to make sure that you have coordinated a plan with your students, especially if you have students playing in multiple divisions or multiple students in the same division, and they get finished at different times, that they can all meet up with you as soon as everybody's done. If you want to coordinate a spot outside of the competition hall, please feel free to do so. And then that way you can make your way back to Skittles together as a group. The distance from the competition hall to Skittles, we know if you have been to last year's competition, it is a little bit of a distance, and so to facilitate and make sure that your group is traveling together, your students are supervised, our recommendation is to make sure that you have an adult going back and forth with them. Finally, just a couple of miscellaneous items that have come up. The Cubby Hole will be available selling chess and IESA apparel merchandise on Friday only, so please make sure if your students are interested in purchasing any of those items that they take care of that on Friday. We will have a coaches meeting at 2:45 on Friday. It will be just outside of the competition hall near the windows. We'll have some tables set up. Certainly if your coaches want to sit in that area while students are competing, that is totally fine. That is open to them. This year we will also be providing a Wi-Fi password. We will have our own network at the Civic Center for Friday and Saturday. That username and password will be included in the coaches packet. Just to not tie up the network, we ask that that is not shared with parents and spectators, if at all possible, just so that we can make sure that we're getting the information out that we need to, and that everybody is reporting on time, and that the network is not tied up throughout the weekend. I will also include in your coaches packet advisory suggestion cards. Please go ahead and bring those to the coaches meeting. What we like to do, and what I like to do, is make sure that our coaches have a voice and they have an opportunity to share if there is something that they want to see done differently. What we will do with those cards is I'll collect them. I will put them together in the agenda for the Chess Advisory Committee, which meets at the end of March. We will go through each of those suggestions, and then we will decide which suggestions are going to be recommended to the IESA Board of Directors for changes. We will look specifically at the chess rules book and the chess terms and conditions. The advisory committee does not make recommendations for changes to the IESA bylaws. And then finally, if you're a school that pre-ordered lunches, I think we had about 6 schools, you will go ahead and make sure you pick up your lunches Friday and Saturday in the Lexus room. So if you're at the competition hall, you're going to go down the first set of escalators, and the Lexus room is right there in that landing area before you go down the second set of escalators. Friday pickup time is 12:30 until 2, and Saturday's pickup time is 11:30 until 1. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. We hope all of you make it safely to the Civic Center. We're excited to have you. We're excited to have your kids. We have over 500 kids this year competing in the chess state competition. So if there's anything that I can do for you leading up to next week, please let me know. Feel free to email me. Leslie@iesa.org is my email address, or you can call our office at any point next week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you very much.